The road to Oklahoma City starts here. Red Raider Nation sports coverage of Texas Tech softball in the NCAA Women's College World Series is sponsored by Hook and Reel.
Good evening and welcome into Red Raider Nation. Mother Nature not quite cooperating with Texas Tech's debut in the Women's College World Series tonight. The Red Raiders originally scheduled to take on Ole Miss at 6 p.m. The game currently in a weather delay. Red Raider Nation's David Collier is there at a soggy Devon Park. David, how soon are we going to see the Red Raiders take the field tonight?
Well, Cole, we actually have some good news for you. Fans are making their way back into Devon Park, and just in the last 5 minutes, they have announced a new start time for this contest between the Red Raiders and Ole Miss Rebels, and things will get underway at 7:15 in this one. So you had to wait, obviously, but, you know, what's an extra hour and 15 minutes when you haven't played in a College World Series game ever, right? So Texas Tech and Ole Miss, the grounds crew just took the tarp off from behind me here, and they're currently working on the infield, getting the outfield ready as well. We will be playing softball, and of course we'll have complete coverage of Texas Tech's first ever Women's College World Series game coming up tonight at 10 in Red Raider Nation. Reporting live at Devon Park, kind of wet Devon Park, but we'll be playing softball. I'm David Collier. Cole.
Thank you. We'll have the highlights tonight at 10 p.m. Earlier today, the Big 12 announcing kickoff time for the first 3 weeks of the college football season. Texas Tech will open year 4 of the Joey McGuire era on August 30th against Arkansas Pine Bluff. And just like it did last season, they'll start at 6:30 at Jones AT&T Stadium. Game streaming on ESPN+. The following Saturday, Golden Flashes are coming to town. The first morning kickoff of the year, an 11 a.m. start against Kent State. This game on TNT and streaming on Max as well as part of the new TV agreement between Warner Brothers and ESPN. And in week 3, the toughest test of the non-conference schedule, Oregon State of the 2 teams still Pac-12 comes to Lubbock for the first time in over 60 years. The Red Raiders and Beavers will kick off at 2:30 p.m. with the game nationally televised on Fox. Texas Tech will open up Big 12 play the following Saturday on the road against Utah. And some long overdue news in the college football world today. College Football Hall of Fame announcing it has lowered the win percentage requirement for coaches from 60% to 59.5%, which will allow the late head coach Mike Leach to be inducted as early as 2027. Leach coaching 21 seasons before his death in December of 2022, with 84 of his 158 career wins coming at Texas Tech, where he remains the winningest coach in program history. Wish that may have happened a couple of years ago, but better late than never, I suppose.
Yeah,
definitely.
that's true.
Before we go to this commercial break, we're going to get an update on that tornado warning. Here's Ron Roberts here with the very latest for us. Ron?
Thank you, Brian. The tornado warning continues, and in fact, what we do have now, a confirmed tornado warning. What that means, obviously, is that storm chasers, storm spotters can see the tornado moving toward Lamesa. So we're going to be in programming, and we may be in programming for 45 minutes. I don't know how long we're going to be there, because we're going to get every angle we can for you friends in Lamesa. The bottom line is, you know what to do right now. You get to your safe place right now, and for heaven's sakes, this storm is getting right over the city of Lamesa. So you don't go outside. You find any safe place you have in your homes. Now, you've had a tornado warning now for 20 minutes, so you should be in your safe rooms. The things you don't want to do are to go outside. All kinds of things can be flying in the air that can be very dangerous. And if you happen to be one that lives in a manufactured home, all right, or a mobile home, you just get it down as low as you can. Put as many blankets, towels, as much as you can around you, and ride this out. This storm started near Brownfield. It had a history, and has had a history of producing small tornadoes. But what we're getting now, and Larry, anytime you get any additional information, you get that mic on and just talk to me, all right? Because this is a very dangerous storm. And of course, it's moving right in the outskirts of Lamesa, on the west side of Lamesa, where the hospital is located on the west side. They're downtown, of course, the county seat right in this vicinity of Lamesa. Let's go in and get a little square it off a little bit. Let's go in a little closer, a little closer. Is someone trying to talk to me? Yeah, let's take the live picture from picture. Okay. All right, so this is between Lamesa and Brownfield. And hopefully, well, this is Pedro, right? All right, Pedro, so he knows not to get into high water. But that is one of the things he's trying to do, is to stay safe in this water. The flooding is a major issue too, and especially some of those highways and roads as he tries to get into the area around Lamesa. Now, obviously, he's not going to get there to impact or try to get involved with the tornado. He's not going to do that. He's going to go ahead and let this storm do what it needs to do over Lamesa, and then he can go into the community and we can use Pedro to see what, if any, damage is done. Hopefully, it's going to be, if any. But if there is some damage in Lamesa, we can all be safe if we just follow our safe rules at our home, our businesses. There are a lot of us that are thinking about you right now. So there's Pedro. Let's get to the radar again. And we'll also have Larry mic'd up. Again, this is right now confirmed tornado warning. You don't see that very often. And that tornado confirmed comes from the National Weather Service in Midland. So from what we know, and I'm going to let you say a couple of comments there, Larry, but from what we know, this has been a confirmed tornado that many have been able to see. What are you seeing from the weather lab while I'm looking at the radar?
Just when they issued that confirmed tornado warning, it said it was moving southeast at 30 miles an hour. It was confirmed near Lamesa. They didn't give an exact location. It said confirmed near Lamesa. Okay, so it's moving very quickly. And we can see that now because now the precipitation is beyond the county courthouse right about here in Lamesa, okay? So the precipitation is wrapping around this, and the inflow is in here. So this structure of this storm has been very consistent since the storm in Terry County. Then it unwinded a little bit. Yeah, we're going to start looking at maybe some of the tornado events, tornado information, anything we can get on the storm. But we know this too. If it's not going to be the tornado, look at the size of the hail. Very large hail, 3-inch diameter size hail is impacting the city of Lamesa area right now. So we're talking about from more than likely quarter size, golf ball size, to even baseball size hail impacting the city of Lamesa now. So we have a tornado warning. That's number one. And you're doing your shelter, you're doing your sheltering very safely. Here are those tornado safety rules. One thing too, of course, even if you have a brand new home, stay away from windows and doors. Tornadoes don't know what's new, it's just going to blow it in, all right? If you have that basement, good. You know what to do, go down. But if you don't, you stay within the interior room of the lowest floor, such as, and by the way, this happens a lot, your closet or your bathroom. Both rooms have a number of walls around them that offer you safety. Now, if you can get a blanket, if you can get a pillow, anything to just hunker down and to put it around your face and to do it as much as you can with mattresses, blankets to protect from flying debris. For goodness sake, don't be walking around and standing in an event like this. Hopefully no one's outside. And yeah, don't try to ever outdrive a tornado because they don't think the way you do. They do what they want to do. We on the velocity product here. Larry, what do we got here?
Yeah, velocity. This is velocity. I was just seeing if I could see where the tornado was, but it's looking like it's right here, right?
Yeah, absolutely, it's right there. So what that means is we have wind going into the storm right here, and the wind coming out right here. So yeah, that's a big old comma. All right, and that would be south. Now this is your famous, called hook echoes. Hook echoes, especially when we had the old WSR 57D radars that were black and white. It would show up as a hook. Well, this is our hook with coloration, and we know where the largest hail is. We know where the wind is flowing, and at this point, again, for the city of Lamesa, everybody needs to we just need to all of us just work through this thing, because it's going to continue to do what it wants to do. And so when we know that they're confirmed tornado, then we know that we need to be using every safety rule we have. Now we're getting, radar scan updates. So the hook within this is now being rain covered. That's even worse. If there's any tornado, it'd be this area here where the inflow is really going here, and we got some large hail, but also it looks like precipitation is increasing and blowing out of the storm. If that's true, then the storm may be going into a outflow dominated storm. If that's correct, and we'll watch another scan, if it's outflow, that means the tornado chances are going to diminish just a little bit. We still have very high DBZs at 54 with the storm, meaning that there's significant precipitation and significant, whether it be hail, whether it be other debris. 3-inch diameter size hail in the city of Lamesa. So again, my friends in Lamesa, even if this tornado misses you, even if their tornado really never did get down and do any damage, the hail is going to do damage. So you stay away from your windows. Obviously, if you're in a vehicle someplace and you're trying to listen to this to other authorities, you just gotta get down into the seat and let it go. No one should be in a car anyway in this storm. But that's what we're dealing with right now. And this is the third incident from Brownfield just to the northeast, northwest, of Tahoka to now Lamesa. Do you have a comment, Larry?
Trying to see. I'm not seeing any updates from Midland on this. Just a flash flood warning, which is obvious that they're going to do that until 9:30 for them.
Let's hope it's a flash flood warning.
Severe thunderstorm capable producing tornado was located over Lamesa, moving southeast at 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
So they still haven't set a location, but it's still continuing to produce that tornado.
Well, the radar is scanned. The scan's updated. The radar looks like the inflow notch going into the storm that would produce spinning, which would produce tornadoes.
Yeah, it looked like it was just east of Lamesa.
It sure did. And what it's doing now is that it's becoming outflow dominated a little bit. And that's what it's been doing too. Since the whole storm started near Brownfield, it's been going through the cycles of inflow, tornadic, looks like it's going to be a tornadic event, and then it becomes outflow dominated, and that's pretty normal. But this, it's been a while since I've seen a high precipitation supercell.
And so we've got the wind, we've got the heel. Yes, we may have a tornado embedded in this as it continues to move over the city of Lamesa. Now, we're seeing some detachment here. There's a split going on between this main storm and this one here, right there, just to the southwest of Lamesa. So we'll know after this storm leaves what kind of damage has occurred. I'm going to be surprised if there's not damage in Lamesa. I hope there's not. But I'll be surprised because, I mean, just the sheer size.
Looking like another hail core.
3 inches, you're exactly right. And that hail core has split. That's what I'm talking about. This storm is splitting. And when it splits, it tends to kind of make the tornado threat down just a little bit, not completely, but just a little bit, because that means that the wind is splitting the storms. And when these supercells split, and we're seeing inflow and outflow wind, and that negative 44.
Yeah, I'm still looking like it's right here.
Exactly. So at the first thing we have before you can have tornado genesis is you have to have a storm rotating. It's called a mesocyclone. This is textbook mesocyclone. The whole storm is rotating around. And so when we see negative 16, I mean, that's going away from the radar. And then when negative 46 mile per hour wind, and then when you see the positive, that's going toward the radar. So we've got here a significant amount. Okay, 86 miles per hour. That's significant. So at the very least, there's going to be strong wind at the surface that's going to be doing damage here. 2 hail cores again. So the storm, this supercell has split again, and is split with 2 cores of significant hail. Now one south of the city, now one just to the north of Lamesa. And as far as precipitation per hour, we're looking at almost 2 inches of precipitation per hour. And that's what Pedro was showing us a few minutes ago when he was in Brownfield. Heavy rainfall. And there's Pedro now going toward Lamesa, and I promise you, he's not going to go into this storm. He's going to take care of himself because that's safety. But nevertheless, you can see for yourself water running over the highways. So these are extremely significant precipitation events. High precipitation supercells. These are kind of rare for the South Plains of Texas, but when they happen in a very big way. So Pedro's being careful. We continue to see the inflow. This storm is very much a storm that could be going at 2 o'clock in the morning in central Texas. This is how strong this storm is, and it started in Terry County. But still, like the latest on the tornado warning, what do you have on that? Okay, so the Texas Tech Mesonet site did detect a wind at 70 miles per hour. That's hurricane force wind. And that would tell us something about the possibility that the storm indeed did have some type of tornado in it. Again, as we get out of this, we start doing forensics and we look and see what happened. Many of you may have photos, pictures. If you do, send them to us when it's over.
Well, Ron, just to reiterate how powerful this storm is, you said it started in Brownfield, and that was at least over, or in Level Land, but that was at least over 2 hours ago when
Right.
that started. So it did what it did, and it moved, and then it regenerated, and it got strong like it is right now.
Yeah, it's cycled at least twice.
Yes.
Right near Brownfield, and then it kind of moves a little south of Lubbock. And LBB Metro residents, yeah, we got lucky on this one because it was going toward the Southwest Metro, and then it turned to the right. Unfortunately, this one turned to the right in Lamesa, and this storm is going to be an intense storm that will be going into, well, the big country and or the Concho Valley as the evening goes along. Again, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings continue for this until 6:45. And of course now it's 6:43, so we'll wait here to see what the National Weather Service is going to do on this warning. Obviously, this storm is getting further away from the radar. Well, we're actually using the Midland radar, but it's getting at a different angle so that we can maybe see it a little bit better, yeah, as it continues to go to the south and southeast. And what is it?
Something was added to it.
All right, Roger.
Let me see.
The destructive severe thunderstorm
yeah.
warning to 7:30.
Yeah, that's going into
Howard County.
Howard County.
Okay.
So it's going to be moving out of the area soon, but still.
Yeah, it's going to be an issue, and if you have family Midland, Odessa, and you're taking I-20 to go to Big Spring or something tonight, you know, kind of pump the brake on that for a little bit, because this is Big Spring right here. I mean, it's not too far away from that I-20, and it's going to be a major concern for the Permian Basin. And I know the Midland National Weather Service is going to be on top of this, and obviously the Midland media will be on top of this as well. We happen to have some colleagues in Midland, Odessa. So there you go. The thunderstorm continues now to go through the Lamesa area. So now the question is going to be, as Pedro continues to move toward the city of Lamesa, what happened? Because honestly, no one knows what happens in the middle of all that stuff until you get there, until the storm is over, and then you can poke your head out and go, okay, what happened? Well, we're going to find out what happened. Let's bring up some of Pedro's video. He's still getting some good rain. Well, where is he? Is he in Lamesa?
That looks like Brownfield.
It looks like Brownfield. It does look like it is Brownfield.
Yeah, it looks like Brownfield.
Yeah, it's 823380. Okay. All right. So when Pedro heard about the tornado, I bet you he says, let's wait on that. Yeah. Okay. So he's going up now to come back to Lubbock. So, and we'll be able to use some of his video later this evening, we think. Okay, the producer just talked to me, and Albert, thank you for that. Again, it looks like the highway he was on, the shortcut to get to Lamesa, was blocked. Was it blocked by just because construction or something, or do you know? Okay, all right, so high water. He couldn't go through the high water. Pedro knows what he's doing, and he's not going to go through high water, and neither are you, are you? If you're out there tonight driving, you see high water ahead of you, don't drown, turn around, all right? It's that simple. Your vehicles, a lot of times you think you can go through that water, the next thing you know, you're in this bar ditch. And then you have a big old bill for your car, or worse. But now this storm continues to move toward the southeast. It now looks to me, if there was a tornado in this storm, it's possible this storm is now going and reorganizing again. Larry, would that be the third, fourth time this is cycled like that?
At least, yeah. I mean, and like I said, at least it's been 2 hours that this storm has been going, so it's been finding what it needs to keep going.
Okay, the storm is going toward Big Spring, and Lamesa, you folks will continue to have you in our thoughts. We want to go back up to the South Plains because I want to take a look and give a forecast for you for the South Plains area as well. All this is moving south of Lubbock, and it appears what Lubbock may get are a few showers. There's sea graves, there's plains, that's good precipitation. Those are spotty showers, but they're good showers and good rain. And ag producers are getting ready to start doing their work. And so, yeah, this is really good, nice rain. Lubbock's out of the rain area at this time. The next storms we can see over is right behind me, and that is, of course, Abilene right here. But it's all clear to Abilene. So then you go all the way back over to the Lubbock area. Let's go into eastern New Mexico and let's see what's coming upstream, if anything, because this is where these things started. And no things in Carlsbad looks like it's a little bit calmer now. Same thing, still some heavy rainfall. Boy, I'm telling you, any rain that's falling in plains and the brownfield area is probably going to be high water again. This has been a week of heavy precipitation in the southwest South Plains. Then it goes past, when you go past Yoakum County and you get to the central South Plains, all you see, and here's the metro, you don't see any significant precipitation to the west of us for this right now.
That severe thunderstorm warning that was in Yoakum County has been canceled.
Yeah.
So it's just rain right now.
It's just rain. It's all rain up here to the north. So you can take that 380 and go north, and it's just rain, light rain showers, maybe some light rain showers in the Lubbock area later on. It's possible that thunderstorms could redevelop tonight as the low-level jet sets up during the evening and can really make some more thunderstorms, but not like what we had this afternoon. So far, what we can see is that there's been some tornadoes, and help me out here, Larry.
What's that?
See okay, we had Brownfield,
Brownfield never had a tornado warning.
We didn't ever.
But it was had a destructive tag on it, so it never had a tornado warning.
So the tornado warning is for Dawson County.
Yes, it's for Dawson County.
And Lynn County was also just a severe thunderstorm warning.
Correct.
So, right. So there you go. So, but it was the same storm that was doing its thing in Brownfield, the same thing it did in the Tahoka area, and all this storm turning to the right. Right turning storms are very dangerous. And so fortunately, right now in Lamesa, it's going to be a while before they're going to be able to get out because it's still raining very significantly in that area.
And actually that tornado warning was allowed to expire. I think it expired at 6:45. So.
Yeah, it did. It did. We're just at now thunderstorm precipitation.
Still has that destructive tag on it.
Yeah, we still have the tag on the destructive because of the wind.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it appears that the storms are also just producing very heavy rainfall. Well, good evening, everyone. It's 6:51 now. We will continue to monitor the weather conditions for the South Plains. So let's pull out the South Plains and take a look. There's Tulia, Plainview, Rawls, the rest of the South Plains. Everything north of Lubbock County, from Cochran County all the way over, has been in good shape. It's been a big event tonight here, a big event in Abilene as well tonight. So we'll get you to your programming in just a few minutes, catch up on a couple of commercial breaks. And of course, if anything happens with weather conditions, we'll continue to watch this closely for you, and we will, as always do, and I've been doing now for about 25, 30 years, we'll keep you advised.